Hi, and welcome Tarot fans. I'm Sarah with Spiritual Side Reiki and Tarot. I am going to be doing your weekly tarot reading for you today, a general reading for the collective. I am sorry for the delay in posting it, as we are probably celebrating holidays and getting confused of what day of the week it is and blah blah blah. That's going to be my excuse. So anyways, I'm going to channel into the energies since Sunday, December 29th, all the way to January 5th, and see what kind of cards we can come up with today. And I am doing this on the 31st, so Happy New Year's. Happy New Decade to everybody. 2020 is going to be a very interesting year per the astro forecast. We just had a solar eclipse last week. And we have a few more eclipses coming up. So if you are interested in any of that astrology stuff in conjunction with the tarot stuff, just go ahead and you can find some cool astrologers on YouTube. All right, so I'm going to call the divine with love and light and have you channel into your guides and the higher source power within. And let's see. Every week I tell you, take 2 or 3 messages that resonate with you. These can provide insight or clarity or just help you through some sort of situation that you personally are going through or maybe someone else is going through. So the cards tell stories, and I'm going to do my spread and we'll see what we have coming out with today. Okay. Nice. Ooh, the Magician in the mind position. I love that. Magician's one of my favorite cards in the deck, of course. The Lovers. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so I'm seeing some 4s pop up here, but like great majors. Actually, in the first spread here, your past, your mind, and your situation, you have major arcana. So let me see. I'm just going to channel into this reading for a minute and see what... Okay, so... Okay, sorry, the Emperor rather, he's up here in your past position. So what this represents or signifies to me in the past position is that basically you have come to a place or a situation or some clarity or conclusion on something in your life where basically you have mastered something. So the Emperor, he's a culmination of all of the kings. So the Earth King, the Water King, the Air King, the Fire King, he's a culmination of them all. He's mastered this. So whatever situation is in your past position, whether it be a relationship you've mastered or a craft or a talent or something, or even just organizing your life and getting to a point in your life where you feel really on top of things, take that energy and own it and really anchor into that power as you go into 2020. Because again, this is the last reading of 2019, first reading of 2020 that I'm doing for you. So that symbolizes to me the Emperor in that position, that you have come to a place where you own it. You are in charge, you are in control, you are stable, you are secure, you have something to offer now, you have something to bring, wisdom, to impart, different things that if you think of an emperor, like they really are in control of the situation. And it's not that they're controlling the situation or controlling people, but they're in control of themselves. So maybe it's your emotions. Maybe you've had a year where you felt, a little bit frustrated, but you finally feel, you know what, no, I'm grounded in this energy. I can really master this. I can really own this. So anyways, love the Emperor in the past position. So great job. The future or the present position, you have the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles represents a give and take. So it represents a balancing of things. So just making sure that you're not giving too much of yourself and also that you're not taking too much. So it really gives us an opportunity to kind of balance the scales here. It really gives us an opportunity to kind of sit and think like, okay, am I giving too much time to this situation? Am I not giving enough time to this situation? So whatever your goals are, whatever you have your outlook for 2020, make sure that it comes from a place of balance. Make sure that it comes from a place of equilibrium. So really you're thinking about how not to give too much of your energy to something and how to pull back. I mean, we always... in life come across times or situations or relationships where we feel like I've given so much of myself and I don't get anything back. Well, relationships and love, that's an exchange energy. So if you're constantly giving what you think you're trying to please somebody or what you're trying to do to help the situation and you're just getting met with nothing, that just means there's no energy exchange. That just means that there's no, ability to alchemize a situation. So it's a one-sided. So definitely take a look at situations that you have in your life that maybe you think you're giving too much of yourself, and how can you pull back so it's more balanced. So maybe if it's I'm always calling you, maybe it's I'm not going to call you and I'm going to see if you call me. And maybe if you don't call me, maybe then I know, okay, that's not somewhere I want to focus my energy because I'm not getting an exchange for that energy. Anyways, love the Six of Pentacles in your present. It just means that we always have to be aware of our energy and our exchange of energy. It also could mean spending. So of the holidays, like people do overspend. It's a reality of our, modern times. And it's something where you can start to feel a little bit apprehensive or just a little bit frustrated, but just allow yourselves, again, you have the Emperor here, anchor in, realize that, you know what, I will restore balance here. I will put things back in place here. So maybe I'm seeing this area in my life, it's out of balance. Okay, now I draw it back in and I rebalance the situation. You also have the Queen of Swords here in your underlying card, and I love that card just to kind of help illuminate the reading. She is clear, to the point. She has her plan of action. She knows what she's going to do. So hey, maybe it's sitting down and setting a budget up. Or maybe it's just setting up some mini budget where you can say, okay, I want to achieve this by this date. It doesn't have to be like a huge thing, but it's more strategy and it's more like a reality check. So being honest with yourself, being real with yourself, and figuring out to say, like, you know what? No, I can take action in this area, and I can let go of something in this area. Queen of Swords, she is precise. She is on her game. She doesn't hold back. It's like cut through the BS kind of thing. So anyways, I love her in this whole reading, and I'm still going to keep going through it because I haven't even really got down to the bottom here. Anyways, I will get there. So long story short, your past, your present, your future. Your future, you have the Four of Swords. Now, this is a great energy in your future position, just to retreat a little bit, just to pull back. It's like a taking a break, letting things settle, letting the dust settle, figuring out kind of where things will settle, where things will come. So maybe that has to do with the balance. So once you start making shifts and saying, okay, I'm not going to give so much of my energy or my money here, I'm going to start giving more of my energy or my attention or my money here. That Four of Swords, what that's going to let you do is just kind of consolidate things. So just look at it as a kind of card where it's like the chips are falling into place. You're not really doing anything. And actually, I've heard that for some signs, not all signs for the 2020 astrology, but it's like 2019 was a big, robust year with Jupiter and Sagittarius. So there's a lot of like new beginnings, creation, ideas, like kind of legwork. 2020 seems like more of a little bit of a coast. And not that you're not to do anything, but it's just maybe not forcing things so much. So maybe taking some of the energies that you worked with in 2019 and just seeing how they play out now. And again, I love that Six of Pentacles in your present because it's really giving you a chance to kind of reconfigure, recalibrate, take a look at things and say, where can I move my energy around? We do become on autopilot. We do become stagnant and set in our ways. I mean, I do myself even, like, sometimes I'm a creative and imaginative person, but I'll think of something and I can't get out of that rut. But then someone will say something and I think, oh, wow. Okay, so just pay attention to those things. So maybe it's just sitting back and listening or sitting back and observing and not doing so much. So I'd love for you to work with those two energies. Again, the rebalancing of things. And then again, just allowing things to kind of naturally fall into place. I have the urge to do a clarifier on your future card, and you have the King of Pentacles. Beautiful. So again, grounded, taking time to be present, taking time to be aware. Again, the king is under our emperor. Like I said, the emperor is kind of the culmination of all four kings, but the King of Pentacles, he is in control of things in the sense of he's the man in charge. He's got the wallet out. But it's also a very grounded, down-to-earth energy too. So I would suggest to you that, just take some time, maybe get into nature if you can, do some kind of feeling into that feeling of peacefulness and stillness that comes with nature. Because, that Four of Swords card, it is a peacefulness. It is a kind of just relaxing for now. In the Rider-Waite deck, of course, it's a man who's just kind of laying down, maybe after he was in battle, and he's kind of just laying there recalibrating, exactly, and he's just like, okay, where to next? But again, I'm not seeing anything forcing. I'm seeing more just like of grounding and just being present, really being present, and just every moment allowing to unfold into the next moment, and just hold on to that energy. That's great. In your mind position, you have the Magician, and yes, this Magician, why wouldn't he be a favorite card? And many tarot readers, I'm sure, love the Magician, and I certainly do. He is the alchemist. He is the magic maker. He is the one to make it all happen. And when I see this in the mind position, basically what I get from that is you are in control of your mind. There's so much science that's coming out now talking about how the mind controls the body, and or how the mind is something that we can control through our body, through our thoughts, through our emotions. Our emotional releases are things that like allow us to release, allow us to connect. But having a strong mind is something that can help you, or it can or if you don't have a strong mind, it can hinder you too. I think when I see the Magician in the mind position, it basically shows me that the choice is yours. So, that old adage that says, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. That's what I'm sensing for this. I'm just seeing it more of allow yourself not to fall into those old patterns. Allow yourself to create something new, to think something new, to think outside of the box, to think in a different way than maybe you had thought in before. Give yourself the freedom to do that. Again, the Magician card in the mind, it's an auspicious card, the Magician, because he's the alchemist, he's the magic maker. But let yourself create that. Let your mind be free from that. So, excuse me, maybe it's not always reacting in the same way that you did, or thinking or jumping to conclusions. I mean, we all do it, right? That's just habits and patterns that we get set into. But maybe this Magician is just giving you some freedom to say, I can think about things differently, or I can choose to look at something differently. And hey, it's a new year, it's a new decade. Why not? Just engage that. So I don't know, something's just coming into my energy right now of maybe there's a relationship with a parent and a child, and the parent is not approving of the child's lifestyle. Maybe it's time that you look at it and say, what harm is it doing? Is it only because I was taught to think a certain way, and my beliefs and my patterns of behavior make me think this way? But it's not helping anything. It's not helping my relationship with my child. It's not helping my child, attain happiness, because they're disappointing me. So I don't know if that resonates with anyone. That just kind of came through to me. It's just a sign to be more open-minded. And as we get into 2020, open-mindedness probably isn't going to be a bad thing, because I think we will be faced with different realities than we customarily believed. So again, if that resonated with any of you, or you can apply it to your situation, but maybe just the Magician is thinking, just create something new in your mind. Don't always tell yourself the same story. Just allow yourself to expand that. In your body position, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So you have the Six and the Seven of Pentacles. That's great. So Seven of Pentacles is very much a card of take a step back and take stock of what you got. So in your body position, I always like to look at that as like how you physically appear in this reality, how you physically appear on the day-to-day, how you appear in your relationships, how you appear at work. So maybe it's evaluating to see, like, how do I want to show up into this situation? How do I want to go forward with this situation? He's done a lot of work because he figured out how to balance the scales. And now he's just taking a step back and he's kind of letting it all sink in. So there's a little bit of a theme going on for me where it's like definitely time to just step back a little bit, observe, let the pieces fall into place, and that kind of thing. Your soul position. You have the Knight of Pentacles. He's a hard-working dude. He is definitely going for it. So I would reward your soul and just honor that and just say, my day-to-day human experience is being guided by my bigger soulful power. So keep up the hard work, because you've done hard work. Like, you have. And maybe it's just now to take a little break or a step back, and that will allow your soul to kind of evolve into the next experience. But the nights are always forward motion. So I don't think it's necessarily like just forget everything and just, don't schedule yourself to achieve goals or don't schedule yourself to do things. But I think it's just giving yourself a little bit more of a breathing room, a little bit more of a break to say, okay, I can take a step back, observe, and then set into motion my next plan. Again, Queen of Swords in here, right? So she is precise. She is on her mark. She knows what she wants. She knows where she's going. So I love that. Your soul is being supported by that Knight of Pentacles, and that's great because it just means that you are working hard, you're responsible, and you will be blessed. And I believe that. You will see things come to fruition. Your situation, your action, your outcome. All right. So, these are interesting cards. We have the Hierophant in your situation. The Hierophant is that higher education, tradition, morals. That's that parent that I was talking about that is like set in their ways. You can't date that person because of this. You have to do this because that's what I say. That's our culture. That's our tradition. That's a situation. And then the action, you've got the Lovers card. And look at the top of the Lovers card. That angel is blindfolded. Love is blind. Love is creation. Love is a beautiful energy and is such a powerful energy. I would say when I see this card in action is, excuse me, you should embrace whatever resonates on the frequency of love with you. So even though it may have to go against the grain or the norm of what people expect or what you expect, do not pass up a chance to be met with love, because love is the ultimate creation. It is the ultimate rescue to the misery in our world, is it not? So that blindfolded angel right there, they can't see your, your likes or your dislikes or your history or your culture. They just know that they feel this love energy between two people, and they're embracing it. They're supporting it. He's got his hand up. He's like, yeah, I'll allow this because it's pure and it's beautiful. So that is the theme happening here. So I don't know if somebody needs to break free, if this is resonating with anyone in particular, but don't hold back that love. And as I get to the outcome, I have the Four of Cups. This Four of Cups is quite unsure. They're like a contemplator. They're like pondering what's going on. Not even really aware of the fullness of the situation. So I like to refer to the Rider deck because it just gives some great imagery. But in this card in particular, in the Rider deck, the guy's sitting underneath the Bodhi tree. And he's got his arms crossed and he's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, do I take this? Do I take that? Someone's offering him a cup. And it's like, take the cup. Maybe it's time to take the cup. Maybe it's time to cut through the BS, to figure out what it is you want, and to finally give yourself the freedom to choose exactly what you want. So that's what I'm getting for that one. So whether it's that you need to get clear with yourself, and again, recalibrate that energy, and own it, and present that, and move forward with that. Or someone needs to just accept, and just accept your actions, accept your outcome, accept what you're doing. And again, you're on the soul journey, right? It's your life, it's your soul, it's your journey. And he's working hard. She's working hard to get there. So don't necessarily let the other people influence you when you know what you want and what you desire. And that's your truth. And there's really nothing more beautiful than that. I'm just feeling compelled to do a few clarifiers. So I'm just going to do a quick little reshuffle. Look at, I split the deck and I got the Ace of Cups. That's new love, baby. There's some love going on for some of you. Who doesn't love love? Come on. Nice, nothing nicer than that feeling, right? It's nice to give it and it's nice to get it. And again, it's an exchange. So, okay. Let's see here. Okay, let's see if we can just cut this deck and get a little quick side spread going on. Nine of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Four of Wands. Okay. And I have the King of Cups underneath now. Remember I talked about that energy of you owning it? You standing in your power with the Hierophant? That Nine of Pentacles, she is gratitude and luxury. And she is embracing all of it. So that's great energy. Allow that. Allow yourself to be present in who you are. And celebrate yourself. And be grateful for that. The Judgment card here, again, I'm going back to that theme of maybe there's just not an approval of something that you've chosen. There's judgment. But the ultimate judge is always ourselves on the situation of ourselves. So just remember that. If you can stand in your power and you can own it, it's going to help everybody else come to your level and see that. And then the Four of Wands in the last card here. And the Four of Wands is like domestic structure. It's building. It's like the Four Wands holding up a nice, beautiful tent. It definitely means like a marriage. So maybe for some of you there is that. There's a relationship that is coming to fruition, or a proposal or an engagement that's coming to fruition. But again, you have to break free from any judgment that you may be getting from the traditional hierarchy of things, and you need to just stand into your own power and embrace it. So I'm just going to do a quick recap, as I know some of you like when I do the recap. So what I would say for this reading is that you need to, stand in your power, understand where you are, excuse me, being depleted from energy, or when you are being given energy. And that's going to be for you to decide in your life. Where am I giving too much of myself? Where am I not focusing enough energy on? Taking a step back, allowing yourself to recalibrate, allowing yourself to recharge is a wonderful thing right now. Knowing that you have worked hard to get where you are. You're staying grounded in all of this. You're allowing your mind to be free, to make a new decision, to think of something in a new way. You're allowing your mind to make a choice that maybe not everyone would approve of, but you do. And it makes you happy and it makes you fulfilled. And that's our purpose here. It's fulfillment of ourselves. And sometimes we are put in situations to learn. And nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And some people do have easier lives than others, that's for sure. And some people have much more difficult lives than others. And, if you are into different things like the Akash or past life stuff, and you can kind of see your soul journey and lessons that you've had to learn, and even looking at your own current life and thinking how you've evolved in the last year, decade, 20 years, however many years, you have evolved as a person. And sometimes those things just make us break down the old ways to give birth to a new way. So what I would say to you is, if you're unsure of what to do right now, take a step back, trust yourself, trust your resonance. What is resonating with you? And then you grab that cup and you hold on to it and you drink from it, because that is truly where the sweet nectar of life is going to come from. So I hope you enjoyed the reading for this week. I will be back with your monthly soon, if not tomorrow, the next day, and then another weekly for you next week. But as always, thank you for letting me read for you, and have a happy, happy new year.